So my turn. I'm talking about things today and presenting an analysis on how people perceive artifacts in different media states. And I'm particularly interested in the role of 3D digital representations for the preservation and dissemination of material culture in archaeology. The last few years have seen an increase in projects incorporating these 3D digital reproductions, and they are mainly aimed at preserving, sharing, and presenting cultural heritage to the general public. I've been involved in two main projects at UC Merced. One was the Western Dynasty Museum. Its main outcome was preservation and then presentation of this dynasty's material culture. We went to Xi'an, the ancient capital of this dynasty, and we 3D scanned the most representative artifacts and monuments of the dynasty that are at risk of destruction due to urban development. So what we did was we chose the most representative monuments and artifacts, and then we created a virtual museum, which is an offline application located in Hong Kong to recontextualize these objects. You can see it doesn't work, this video. I prepared a video for you where you could appreciate this recontextualization, but apparently it doesn't work, so it's okay. And another project was Çatalhöyük, data sharing. So we created a collaborative virtual environment so that scholars could virtually interpret this site and its material remains. It's in Turkey, and the project is in collaboration with Stanford. So even though scholars recognize the value of digital models, some suggest that they lack important information that can only be obtained through real-world human-object interaction. Studies demonstrate, in fact, that we do think with objects, and that interaction with things is crucial when trying to make sense of their function. And this is especially true for archaeologists, because we interpret the past through its material remains. So there is a question here is how do both archaeologists and the general public perceive and understand artifacts through either visual examination, physical interaction, and 3D virtual and material replica interaction? For material replica, I intend 3D prints of objects. I interviewed people describing objects, looking at them, looking at pictures, interacting with 3D copies, touching the original object, and touching the 3D prints. I decided to interview both archaeologists, very experts, so professors and business archaeologists, and undergraduate students with no archaeological experience, because I wanted to understand if background knowledge influences and or facilitates the perception of objects in different media states. These people were interviewed because I needed to understand if which type of interaction that serves archaeological research and the presentation of archaeological material. The project was in collaboration with the Program of Cognitive and Information Sciences at UC Merced, and these people really helped me to understand how different senses interact during perception. They also helped me to realize how gestures and language are part of a single thinking process. Think about Italians like me and how we use gestures to really express ourselves, for example. So what I did, I interviewed people, and I tried to identify groups of gestures that could be clearly correlated with linguistic information on the artifacts to understand how people think with the real and the virtual. And the results, as you should have seen in a video that you don't have here, were that people, where they described objects, use iconic gestures as if they were touching these items. And this reinforces the idea that we do think with objects. But people interacting with 3D copies were still able to get important physical details of these objects that helped them with the interpretation of their function. And this happened because, as you can see here, the software they used allow removing of original colors from these objects, and this is very helpful sometimes when they need to understand certain characteristics like smoothness or roughness, and they even underline this. They chose to remove these colors. So in conclusion, I really want to stress the importance of a multidisciplinary research for broad questions on human-object interactions, but also discipline-specific questions like the one I proposed today, that is related to the use of 3D copies in archaeology and the role that they play for research and education, museum display, and modern heritage management. Thank you.